Garage YouTube channel. Guys, what a year has it been? We have been freaking busy. The channel's been doing great, and thanks to you guys, we're up to over 12,000 subs, and we started the year off with way less than half that. So it's been very, very good for everyone, guys, and I appreciate that. We'll start off with that. You know, it's something that I always wanted to get into, was building cars for myself and helping my friends and stuff out. And it's a passion of mine. I really enjoy it, and being able to broadcast it and help you guys out along the way is the best part. You know what? Cheers to that. So, it is a new freaking year. Can you believe it? I can't even believe it's January 1st. I should have had this out a couple days ago, guys, but it's been busy, action-packed family time, and you gotta do the family time, trust me. Big, big thing. So, we're gonna start off. We got a recap of all the stuff we've done this year. Can you believe I went back through from January to here, January to January, and we've got over 12 swaps under this guy's belt. Us, right here, us. We got 12 swaps or more, depending on what you complete, the completeness of them, right? You know, we go all the way back to, especially you new subscribers, if you didn't know about some of these, you're gonna get a whole lesson in all the stuff we've done this year. We started off the year just sailing, right? We had a 83 two-door Crown Victorian, 83 two-door Crown Vic with an NV 3500 5-speed manual and a built 6-liter. Who the hell LS swaps an 83 two-door Crown Vic with a manual? I know. Diverse, right? You know, one of those weird things that I always wanted to do, a big car like that with a stick, and how cool was that? You know, we did our buddy Derek's Blazer, that little burgundy S10 Blazer, put a 5.3 and lifted that, put 33s on it. Oh man, our buddy Brent's truck, we got that OBS, the gold crew cab truck, our S10, our lovely S10, the turbocharged LT. Okay, that was something we're trying to break into the LT world, because that's the next up and comer. The Cadillac, you guys, we just wrapped up the year with the Cadillac, and what a legendary car that's going to be for what it is. It's going to help so many guys like you build a budget-minded project. Oh my goodness, what else we got? We got Wayne's, our buddy Junkyard Wayne's International box truck, the welding truck. I'll drop in a clip at some point. They sent me a couple clips of that thing being buttoned up too, guys, and it looks so freaking cool. You know, I just couldn't imagine not being able to present this stuff to you. It's so fun. I love hearing the comments and the positive feedback, and you guys hitting me up with emails and questions. I love it. I really appreciate it. You know, I never thought this is something I would get into. My buddy JT at JT's Bar and Grill, Joe's a real good friend of mine, and we've been good buddies for a long time, and he got involved doing tractor stuff, right? And this is kind of a little backstory to where I am, and I know we're 2 years in, almost 2 years into this. And I was watching him and watching his videos and supporting my boy like you're supposed to do. And he's like, Brian, you're doing the same shit, just from a different aspect. Why are you not filming it? And I'm like, you know what, you're right. Why am I not filming it? You know, guys, we went from racing, building bump and run cars and enduro cars and LS swaps and trucks and everything like that. And it's just awesome. And to be able to bring you guys is the best part about it. So, guys, let me start off a little playback to when the beginning of the year started. Let's go now. I stopped off on the side of the road. Let's see what we got. What is that junk? Are you kidding me? Haha, look at this thing. It's a two-door. When is the last time you've seen a 1983 Crown Vic two-door? This thing is nasty.
It is bad.
Go ahead and pump that up. Yeah, so she definitely leaked some oil, guys, that's for sure. And, well, just everything else.
Yeah, everywhere.
I mean, it did preserve it a little bit. Now, there we go. It shouldn't take much. All right. Oh, hey guys. Yeah, it's not what it looks like. Make sure there's no leaks. Oh yeah, she's laboring now, guys. I'm gonna set the ignition. Got my ignition wire twisted together. All right, you ready? Let's give it a shot. Yeah! Hell yeah, guys, hell yeah. We got a little idle action. First fire up, that's badass. Starting to hear that old Elgin cam in there, the old sloppy stage 2. All right, hold on a minute here. Hell yeah. Well, we've been talking about the old LS swapped K1500. It's that time, folks. We're gonna pull this bad unit in here in just a hot minute. Start the teardown, but I wanted to show you guys, she runs. And she actually runs good. He wants more power. You can't blame a guy for wanting to haul ass, you know, or spin these big knobby ass tires. But, I mean, let's look here. What do we got? We got, you know, a little over 40 PSI oil pressure, idling good, charging good. You're asking yourself, why would you tear apart a perfectly good truck? Well, to make it better, of course, right? So let's get this bad unit in. Let's show you what we got. A couple things off camera. I just did the tensioner on, and you've seen the bracket. The intake's just sitting on there. Just wanted to show you guys. I mean, realistically, we got like 8 hours into this thing, but I'm trying to get the video off for today for you guys. I think it's coming along very well. What do you think? I mean, we took a running driving 97 and made it not run. She's locked. All right, well, she got open headers, or well, open manifolds, I guess you can say. So let's see. Clutch works. See, we gotta push her down. You like that? Ah. We gotta hear it, that old sloppy stage 2 cam, you know, coming out the side, you know. It's gonna sound pretty sweet, guys. It's gonna be loud, 10 series. But Bill wanted it loud, so we're just trying to make Bill proud. All right. You guys ready? It's gonna be glorious. So yeah, this is gonna be the first time driving this thing here in a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. And then we get to hand the keys back off to our buddy. Well, first drive, guys. Let's see how she goes, if I can hold her together. We're gonna get her on some high ground here, hopefully. Don't feel too bad, pretty peppy. She's freaking loud. Guys, it's S10 time. I know last time you seen it was pulled in, we spun her around, so we got more real estate to do some work. So we're gonna start off, obviously we're gonna get the boring stuff done. We're gonna get the motor pulled out, the tranny pulled out, hood off. Check this out. Look at that freaking FTI 4 hundo Look at that. Look at that. And there's the finished product of ICT billet adapters. And see, we put tape over the holes. We're not that silly. Guys, this is an LT in an S10. Freaking glorious. All right, we got the new throttle body on. Takes a minute to get out to the main road for us, so we'll chime in just a hot second, guys.
It doesn't quit. No. It just pulls till you pull your foot off the skinny pedal, man.
Right. Guys, like I was saying, you know, for what it is and for just, that's why guys love turbos. It's cheap horsepower. Yes, there's other expenses, but you can do it on a budget and still make power. I love it. It's such a great feeling when that thing just lights and just plants you into the seat. You'd be surprised. You know, like I said, we're only making probably 5 PSI right now. We'll know for sure. Well, at least at some point you guys will, I promise that. But, man, guys, I love this thing. But, you know, you can do this stuff in a budget. You know, you can get yourself a junkyard 5.3. We did it. We had the mega truck on a junkyard 5.3 at one point. VS Racing Turbo. I mean, you can get any of that stuff relatively cheap. Get some Demon 170 injectors like we told you. You know, guys, we got to load this thing up for the drag race. See how that new Chinese fuel pump works out for us, but we did change the fuel filter quick, and then she should run on her own. You ready? All right. Well, we got the new fuel pump and key it on. Let's see if we can hear it. Oh yeah. I think I heard it. Let me take you back here. You ready? Let's see what he. Try it again, Derek. All right, it's that time. I mean, hopefully the ejectors are good. And now, granted, we don't have an intake air temperature sensor, so it may run like poop, but it will run. Junkyard Joe's dropping one off here in a few, so hopefully, but yeah. All right, let's give it a shot. Go ahead, Derek. What the hell? Look at that. Dude, what do you think? It's running. Sheer excitement. That thing sounds good. Hell yeah, guys. What a freaking unit, guys. Super excited. Super excited. Now we just gotta, you know, run the AC lines and the cooling fan, but looks good. First rip, guys. What do you think?
You have them spinning tires, do you?
She's moving so far anyways. Now, it ain't put back together completely, but tack is working, speedometer's working. We did hit second gear, hell yeah. What a freaking adventure. Now, we still got a couple things to button up. We got to do the air intake, and then we still got to do the AC and stuff like that, but we wanted to, I mean, we got to get going. We got to try this thing out. So if you've seen in the back of our videos here, this thing has been just lingering around here, just waiting for its time to shine. Well, I don't know if it's actually going to shine. She's got a lot of patina, you know what I'm saying? So this truck here, Wayne acquired this thing from a mutual friend of ours from many, many moons ago. And this thing here has a 1980s front clip sectioned on, okay? We talked about it in the previous video, but I'm just giving you kind of an update if you haven't seen this thing yet. The driveline basically is 80s Chevy truck. So they updated the steering column. Now granted, we're gonna change that with a little bit more modern 80s steering column, because that one's definitely pretty roached out and we're missing a lot of stuff. So for us, we're not responsible for putting the front clip on. I did have them guys pull it off. We're not gonna screw with the radiator. So you will eventually see this project come to closure, but for us, our responsibility is to put a motor and tranny in it, make it fire it by a key, and do a smoky freaking burnout. There ain't no way. This thing here, man, guys, she is a unit. I love it. I'm just excited. This is something different, and I'm hoping you enjoy it too, because this is, we're trying to just spit fire ideas out there and see what sticks, guys. So if there's something you want to see, or a project or something like this, don't hesitate to drop in the comments below. I read every one of them and I comment on every one of them. So make sure you're at least, you know, make sure you throw that likes up, you know, the thumbs up out there. So got the old bee's nest still in there. We're gonna leave that in there. They're actually, I think they're gonna clear coat that or something to leave it in there with the effect of this whole truck here. Well, friends, I think it's time to put this in there. Yeah, there, right there. I know. Who would have thought we'd be putting a motor from the 2000s in something from the 30s or 40s, or we're not really sure what year it is, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure, I promise you. At some point, you'll know that I know that we know what year this is. So you ask yourself, Brian, what motor mounts are you using? Well, of course, guys, the only motor mounts we ever use, eBay Performance Super Sliders, or Amazon, or Dirty Dingo, whatever you prefer. But for $19.99, you get yourself some sweet LS swap motor mounts. So we're not gonna put these on quite yet. I wanna get the motor resting in there, and then we'll eyeball these up and then throw them on. You're like, Brian, there's all kinds of room for activities in here. And there is. Except for I don't have a second hand or another cherry picker. Because you could cherry pick this side too, probably, with all this freaking room here. So I should be able to kick that tail over. Hopefully it stays on the jack enough for me to get our motor mount set up. And then we can get this cherry picker twisted around. I got my chain kind of backwards, you know what I'm saying? By all means, guys, if you haven't used these motor mounts before, they are just freaking awesome. For the price and for what they are, how convenient. They give you new bolts and everything. And then we can move the motor back and forth 4 freaking inches. Okay, we're gonna see if we can lower this down, at least get that one started like we said. Hopefully. Now we're kind of resting. There we go. Well, did we get it, friends? Oh yeah, look at that. That'll be just fine. And just like that, that's how you LS swap your 1940s milk truck. Junkyard Joe's camera guy on the outside. We did put fuel in it. So let's just see if the pump cycles first. You should be able to hear that whooshing up. Ready? Oh yeah. She made pressure. Okay, so we are in park, I hope, right? Let's make sure it's in park. All right. You guys just started, I am. Excited? You ready? Huh? You ready? All right, let's do it. Come on, baby. Come on. What do you think, dude? Fred, that's what we're talking about. She's cleaning her up too. First try, guys. Hell yeah. God, it even sounds good. Now it's stock cam 5.3, but man, dude. All right, yeah, fire. Yeah, he was. Of course, fire ain't happening now. Hell yeah, guys. Alright.
Here we go. Let's see what she's got.
We gotta see if she'll do a burnout. We gotta try it. I mean, there's no coolant, and we got a bad leak in the front. Alright, our pump seal's leaking, but we gotta do something. There ain't no way.
She's heavy, dude. She's heavy.
Bigger the trans. Alright, so we're gonna go like, you know, there we go, perfect. Alright, we're gonna throw a couple tacks on this muffler, get our pipe set up, and then we can see if it's gonna work, and then we'll burn her in. Alright, first start up with the old mufflers on her. You ready? Oh yeah! You can't go wrong with some 40 series, some jumps. Guys, she sounds like a freaking race car. She reminds me of the old LTD. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see how this thing looks. Now this tire's probably been on here since, you know, the 40s, so. What we really want to see is these old mud truck tires on here. Oh, sorry. Just trying to get my feels right for this this project here. Gonna get my vibes going, you know. So, let me get back to this. Let's tear this unit down. Are you guys excited? Are you excited as I am? I really want to see what's going on underneath, because this thing here, my friends, and yes, this whole build series starting now, you're gonna see my lavish mullet. But with the power invested in me and this hot rod Camaro, we're gonna get her up in the air. But these leg wipes here, we gotta see what's going on there. We gotta figure out if we can even get it on the hoist. I'm sure we can somehow. I know these cars don't have a frame, so I don't know yet. We're gonna find out together. But let me shove this unit forward and get her popped open here. All right, before we send this unit sky high, I want to kind of let you guys know and fill you in on, you know, the project at hand. If you didn't tune into last week's video where we built the new 6-liter LS for it, this unit here dropped a valve. Not good. Tore up the brand new 383. The valve, spring, retainer went, broke right in half. Not good. But that's why she's here. We're gonna give her some modern love, because she needs some love, you know. What you doing, buddy?
Good.
Spinning them tires.
You like them spinning tires, do you?
You can see we're almost there. We're kind of fighting a little bit. I'm worried about the oil pan clearing. So, all right, so we're fairly close. The only thing I'm concerned about is the oil pan. We're not really sure. I got the chain a little crooked, so trying to level that out. But it is really freaking close to lining up. With a little wiggle in, I got one to start. So that means we got our splines and stuff lined up. That was the biggest thing. So, nice. Pre-molded plastic. Little silicone boot. I just cut off that, you know, the knob there, and that's our new intake air temp. We got a, you know, minty fresh, brand new K&N air filter on there. We're doing this together. Let's give it a shot. Hell yeah. Still gotta work on that oil pressure, but she's moving, guys. It's your boy's first time driving a 68 Camaro. I'm pretty freaking excited. Now, obviously, Rusty's going to give her the super tuning, but clutch is working phenomenal. Speedo's working. Not sure about the gas gauge yet. I don't know if that works or not, but that was about on E when I dumped her for that new pump. You got to love these freaking Hollies, though. They're about dialed plugging them in. Obviously, we're going to, you know, but son of a bitch. Car that hasn't ran in years, and now we're back on the streets. Friends, we got another fun one in store for you today. I know you may have seen it in the background, and I did touch base on it a little bit, but we got ourselves a 1976 Chevy long box pick-em-up truck, fresh from the great state of Texas. You ain't kidding, my friends. This thing is a sweetheart. This one is for our good buddy Brandon over at Street Freaks Garage. I'll drop a link to their channel in the description below, of course. What a sweetheart, I'm telling you. I can't express how nice this truck is for a barn find. They hauled it out of, actually, in Michigan, they found this thing, but somebody did the hard work of bringing it up here. So what Brandon did, he got it to the point where you see it now. Yes, there's no front clip. We have the fenders in the back. Now, unfortunately, we don't get the whole process with this one. Unfortunately, guys, and on their channel, eventually we'll get the restoration of this truck. But for us, our responsibility is to get it running and driving. Now, basically, we needed to drive on the trailer, stop, go, do things like that that normal vehicles have to do. So, what does that entail for me? Okay, let's start from the beginning. This truck, 1976, used to be a Olds 350 diesel in 76. Now, we don't know if this is some sort of conglomeration that somebody did before, but it was a 4-speed with a diesel, right? Weird, I know. Or rare option. Now you said, Brian, look at the box. It has gas doors. We're aware of that. 76, from what I understand, should have a screw-on cap. This was probably changed back in the day because the patina does match between the box and the cab. But friends, look at this. Look at the rockers. Look at the floors, original floors. And a whole basket load of parts that we had to put on. Yeah, but you know me, and you know the channel, and you see this gas tank with this goofy hole, you're like, what are you doing? Well, you know what we're doing here, guys. We're gonna LS swap it. And really, we're not really swapping it because there isn't a motor in it. We're putting an LS in it. So you've seen the orange motor floating around here because he's an old school guy. If you ever watch Street Freaks Garage, there are some old school guys that like their old school carbureted stuff. That's why the EFI is over here for me. This unit is a farm fresh 200,000 mile 5.3. It might be less than that, but it's close. But he did slap the old Chevy orange on it and give her the old bend and wrenches restoration on this unit. So let's not trip over the hoist. So what you see though is a stock 99 to 06 5.3. All new accessories and cleaned up and painted and make it look nice and do what it's supposed to do. So that's the basic part. Now you say, what transmission? Well, you ready for this? I know, 4L60E. And you're like, Brian, why the hell would you do that? Well, this guy here, this used to be a 3/4 ton. This had a 14 bolt and a corporate 10 bolt 8 lug in the front. Now, or it may have been a 44 being a 76. Could have been a 44. You can let me know if you want. But he wants to make it a driver. He wants to daily this thing. Stock 5.3, stock 4L60E, transfer case. Let me find it. I'm walking all over the place. See me all around this shop. Stuff's been scattered everywhere for this unit for many, many moons. 208 transfer case, okay? That's what's going behind the lovely 4L60E. Now, if you're familiar, a 208 is similar to a 241. They all have similarities amongst those years. That would have been behind probably a 700 R4. Probably out of the half ton he stripped the axles out of, I would assume. I'm assuming. As for speed input, you're like, Brian, you're doing an LS, you're doing a stock computer, you're doing a Holly, what are you doing? Well, of course, guys, we're gonna do stock ECM. It's already tuned for it, right? We just gotta turn VATs off. We may run it in speed density that's undecided yet. You'll know before the end of this video. Hopefully it's running by the end of this video. It should be, has to be. Because there's nothing here. But enough talking, let me get some parts out. Let's see what we got. Well, this is the majority of what was in the truck. So let's kind of go through it here. Of course, we got eBay's finest wiring harness. You can't go wrong with the $69, you know, LS swap harness that, I mean, they do work. We've definitely used them, guys, and don't be afraid to try them out. There is a couple quirks you'll find out eventually, but one of the biggest things I've found is if you ever use one of these harnesses and your alternator buzzes after you turn the key off and your battery goes dead, your tack wire back feeds the computer with 12 volts, which in turn turns the alternator on, which basically excites the alternator, which causes the battery to draw. So other than that, if you check that, and then sometimes you gotta check the pins on your, you know, say tranny connector, they work out pretty well. So enough of that. I see we got our fan. Yeah, here. New fan clutch, okay, all right. So, ooh, this one's gonna suck, guys. I'm not gonna lie. If you've ever got into one of these LS swap fuel tanks, in my opinion, if you do a square body, the easiest thing to do is to get an 87 sending unit. You can use your old tank. Brandon elected a different way, which is fine. This is a good way. It's a freaking Build-A-Bear when it comes to the sending unit. Kind of pain in the ass. It'll be fine. That's why if you notice the fuel tank, whoop, let me bring it over here, has an oddly shaped hole with threads, all right? And it has its own gas gauge, so it'll work. Here's the fun part. So the ratchet strap kind of had her held like this, which was working, but we tapped out on that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get a floor jack under the back of the transfer case and ride that out as much as I can. Hopefully the wheels will just kind of move with it. So we can get our trans cross member at least loosely bolted in to support the tail, then we can screw around with the front. So let's get the old trusty flapped out jack here. She's a tripod now too, Trent. I know, but she's low profile, so it works. I mean, safety first. So, yeah, let's try jacking this up. we got everything bolted on. That's not really in our way yet. Sort of. So the next thing we got to think about is the wiring harness, right? You're like, well, it's not even ready for wiring. Yes and no. So he did get one of the eBay performance wiring harnesses, you know, one of the $79 specials here. And what we're going to do is we're going to mount the computer on the inside because obviously it's better for the computer to not be out. And you're like, well, on the factory truck, it's outside. Yes, you are right. Good call. But for us, mounting it on the inside gets all the other portions of the connectors on the inside as well. So less wires run through the firewall. Overall, just a better, cleaner install, and then he can just hide it under the dash somewhere. So we got a plan for it. Well, friends, the next day, I got the wiring harness pulled through. Of course, I got my Street Freaks Garage hat on to support our fellow YouTubers. There she is, there she is. Now, it's sat for a while. The injectors might be plugged up a little bit. There she is, friends. Hell yeah. You know, I'm looking back and going through this stuff, and I can't believe the OBS big block truck. Remember the one we put the 8.1 in? How cool was that truck? You know, and our buddy Aaron has taken that one over and the LTD. So, guys, it's just cool to be able to build these things and then enjoy them and then send them off, right? How cool is that to see something you put your time and sweat and tears and beers into and see your buddies enjoy them too? You know, that truck went from a junkyard find. We literally drug it out of Wayne's junkyard, and you guys seen that. We had rockers put on it, put that big block in it right from a wrecked out, totaled out 1 ton with a 5-speed, right? That was freaking sweet. We had, oh man, our buddy Bill's red OBS truck, the extended cab with a manual. That truck turned out super sweet for an old farm truck. I know. I just, I can't believe that we got that much accomplished this year with living life. You know, it's been great. So let me throw in a few more. I want to show you guys kind of the rest of what the year turned into, and we'll chime right back in. We got ourselves a minty fresh 2000 OBS. Now, what's special about this one, this is a 3/4 ton, 6-liter, okay, or not a, soon to be, soon to be. This is a 3/4 ton, 350. So what's unique about this, most of these trucks, again, she's a crew cab, folks. Short box, she's from Iowa, so it's a decent truck for here in Michigan. Buddy of mine had her shipped in, my buddy Brent. So what's unique about this thing, it's kind of a base model. You don't see 3/4 ton crew cabs like this. Well, I mean, fancy hood, of course, you know, but she's got a 350 in her, you know? So, but this thing here's had better days. You know, she's got 160,000 miles, and that's about as much you can get out of these old small blocks. I'm just kidding. But let me start it up for you. She does make some noise. I don't know if it's a lifter or piston, but she's... Let's see if we can hear the knock. Look at that big dude. What's up, man? Look at that son of a bitch. You hear a whole lot of fan and a whole lot of ticky-ticky and knocky-knocky, so not good. But just for sakes, if you end up buying this motor someone, she does have 40 pounds of oil pressure. So what we got in store, so we've had this motor for, oh my goodness, 6 months, been sitting in the back corner of the shop. You may have seen it if you've been, been looking around. We got a Gen 3 6-liter. So that fine unit on the engine stand right there. She is basically a stock bottom end. We did gap the rings. The plan is we're gonna pro charge it eventually. I know on a big truck like that, but how cool would that be? So 799s or 243, same thing. So we got a little extra squeeze. We do have some hedge studs. Now you're saying, are them ARP? No, believe it or not, they're not. They're exotic, if you've heard of them before. We have not used them, but they were priced right and we wanted to give it a shot. So exotic it is. We got the exotic crank bolt and we got the head studs and we also got rocker bolts too. So we're gonna give them a shot. But that's the plan for today's video, guys. We're gonna get that OBS in here. She's running right now. We're gonna pull her in and hopefully by the end of this video, that unit right there is sitting in a hole. Brent, I think your truck had some friends living in it. Just saying here, guys.
Thanks for the F-Shack. Love Dirty Mike and the boys.
So I figured I'd at least introduce that harness to you. I'm kind of struggle busting on one of the connectors, so we're gonna see what they got going on for us. And I already see the problem. I do have to unplug it from the firewall, and there's a bolt in there. And it's a Torx, okay. I'm trying to stick a 7mm, and I don't wonder why it wouldn't come out. Anyways, here is the fuse box, like we discussed. You can see our wiring goes in there. This will piggyback over to, that's 4-wheel drive. But wherever the case, it'll plug in like factory. So there's our bulkhead. That actually is over, and that's where I was trying to get the darn thing out. Right down there. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug that bulkhead now that I see it's a Torx. That'll free that up. And then, was it necessary to pull it off? I'm starting to think I didn't need to, so. So, you'll see the advantage of our super sliders here. You're gonna go ahead and basically you can just fish them over now into your factory location and just bolt these things up. How freaking cool is that, guys? So what's nice, especially with the manifolds out of the way too, that makes it way easier. If I can get this darn dude started. There we go. And then we can lower it right down and we'll tighten all these up. So the benefit too is the tranny's in the right spot. We're not screwing with that. And everything just works. You know what I mean? That's the best part about these mounts. You're not fussing with trying to adjust where the clamshell is in them aluminum plates. So let me get this bolted up real quick with some Loctite on them bolts and set her down and see what we got. All right, friends, let's see if we can get these bolt holes to line up. Now those are super slotted, so you could go side to side. Now we're gonna center it up because that's gonna be best for our situation here. There she is. There it is. We shove the other one through, we can set this unit down. That, my friends, is how you LS swap an OBS. Ha! Not that bad, was it? See, it's all nuts and bolts, folks. You can do it too. So the super sliders, love them, gotta love them. They work out great. It allows you to put the motor right against the old bell housing, so you, or the bell housing location, so you don't have to screw around with drive shafts or any of that stuff. Plus, they are adjustable side to side if you need it, or if you were putting a different tranny in it, you got 4 inches of wherever the hell you want it to go. So, you gotta at least test this thing out once, right?
Right, yeah.
No wet asphalt.
You gotta neutral drop it.
Alright friends, well, it's still a heavy truck, alright? Give her a break. It is time for this to get out of here. Now. Alright, you guys ready for this? Here it is, huh?
What?
97 short box Chevy.
Dad.
This thing is mint. Not really. It's decent though, it is. But for scrap, what's up, buddy?
Is that gonna be my first truck?
It might be, you never know. Alright, so 4.3 V6, right? It is that time, my friends. The lovely GMC 1997 regular cab short box 4.3 truck is about to become a 1997 8.1 truck. So this can be our own little version of the 454 SS, minus the 454 part in place of the 8.1 part, which is like they say a 496. Plus, we're gonna also give it our best shot at keeping the NV 3500 in it. And yes, folks, you heard that right. We're gonna make an attempt at leaving the factory NV 3500 that has 296,000 miles. That may or may not already be bad. We don't know because this thing came from the junkyard about 2 weeks ago. Well, that didn't work out as planned. Let me see if I can pull this motor forward a little bit. Oh, shit. There we go. Well, friends, that's it. She's down. Look at that. Factory small block lowers, factory small block uppers, and your 8.1 goes right in. There it is, guys. What do you think? Not too bad. I love this truck. You know, for the budget amount we have into this thing, I think we totaled out about maybe $3,000 to $3,500 when she's all said and done. Now, granted, took a little bit of hustling to get there. If you guys started at the beginning of this series, we bought a junk truck, took the motor out, traded it for this thing when it had a V6, traded a motor to get rockers and cab corners put on it and the bottom painted. And by all means, friends, the most eBay performance lowering kit we could get was some $25 shackles and some $125 hanger drops. But friends, this truck has been an adventure. Like I said, we're trying to decide on the transmission route we're gonna go because the old NV 3500 is hating life. Synchros are about gone, but that was because it's got 200 and who knows how many thousand miles, you know. But let me show you a little sneak peek under the hood if you've not been following along. I had a big influx of subscribers, like I said already. Let's take a look at what this thing really is. So this is a complete takeout from a 2001 2500 HD. And they fit in there just freaking perfect, friends. So for the guys that say you can't do it, yes, you can. So it is CTS time. We want to just get the car up and running and show you we can do it for under $4,000. So let's get to it. Is how you remove a 3.6 liter the wrong, right? Well, some way anyways. I did cut a few things because they're just not gonna work for the V8, so it didn't matter to me. Like the heater hoses, not gonna work. Tranny cooler lines, not gonna work. So I just clipped them all. As for the rest of it, I did end up pulling the whole harness, not intentionally. I just was unplugging things as I saw them, and it just happened to work out where they came right out. It's time for this. You see me hit the bottom side? For friends, it's a grease ball. This thing's pretty nasty. So I got my citrusy, smell good engine degreaser I got donated to me. And we're gonna go ahead and polish this old turd because this could be ready for the new, freshly painted 4-point grate. All right, I'm just saying. So let's get this all done and then it can go back in there. There. That didn't work, I was trying. Son of a biscuit. Now friends, be conscious of your plugs. I put some rubber gloves on there. You always gotta have protection. But you know, this stuff here, a friend of mine gave me, it's called Spray On and heavy duty citrus degreaser. By all means, you could probably drink this stuff. Well, figuratively. I mean, I like to party too, I guess, but let's, we're gonna go ahead and douche this on here. It just gives me a nice clean base, you know, especially on this cross member that's, you know, I think the rack's leaked most of its 180,000 miles. Okay, enough of that boring stuff. I'll tell you what, it looks like freaking brand new in here, friends. Definitely worth it. A couple little tiny spots that I missed that it's not gonna break my heart by all means. So let's get this motor in, because right now those premium used motor mounts are gonna line up to this one used bracket, one new bracket. Okay, right now. Well, friends, she's in the hole. It does fit. See? It's right there. See, I don't think it'll crank by the key still, but holy shit, it did crank by the key. It's still cranking by the key. So, all right, well, the key works. That's a freaking win. But we, let me prop you guys up. Hold on, I'm by myself. Give me just a second. All right, moment of truth. We got everything that's semi-safe. I'm gonna crank that for just a second here. All right. It still says theft deterrent, so I'm not 100% sure, but it does crank now. We call a win. All right, let's try this again here. Get them all cleaned up and lubed up. There we go. Coming in a little bit. Oh, knocking shit over, Jesus. Oh yeah, it ain't too bad. All right, let me touch her off for you. All right, we got to do that first, right? It's a little, it's different sounding. It is. It's probably because I have manifolds with 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 to, you know, but it sounds freaking awesome. All right, for a $250 eBay stainless exhaust, and she's out the back, folks. Let me touch her off. Guys, it's time. We're gonna take her for a maiden voyage, and I did back it out of the shop, but all right, moment of truth. Come on, baby. There she is. There she is. All right, let's back this hot rod up. Gav with me. We got my camera guy, so we're rolling. She's moving, guys. And now I know it hit second on the hoist, so we should be good, but it's, I mean, check this out. It's doing things, all right? I know they look kind of goofy with the LEDs, but, and the stability track lights on and the engine light, you know, and all that stuff. But, I mean, the radio works. You can't hear that, but I mean, on a positive note, we are driving this freaking thing. How awesome is that? We have not driven this car ever, and she is moving. You know, we drug it out from Wayne's. We made a deal with him. We got it from him. So we kind of saved it from the junkyard too, you know, but how cool is this? And now, obviously, she's not dialed, all right? She's not dialed, but she's making magic happen, all right? So let's see what this unit can do. Are you ready? That was probably the worst freaking donut, all right? The snow sucks and we got some smoothies on her, all right? I'm just saying, but, I mean, I hope she sounded all right for you. We're gonna get a little more street time on her, but this is what we got. It's a winter wonderland here in Michigan, so perfect time to drive your street car, right, in the snow. All right.
Success.
Well, that was a success, yeah, first one. Oh, and we're in. All right. I don't know if there's lights in here. We don't know. I see a Monte Carlo.
Lights? We got a couple
Barely.
lights.
Guys, it's right there.
Let's set those right there.
Freaking excited. I'm gonna shut the door because it's cold as balls out. Oh, there she is. Look at this thing. Look at this. Hell yeah. Dude, there's no spindle. Bro.
No spindle?
No, or no rotor.
What do you need a rotor? Well, yeah, the rotor.
Oh. Dude, we gotta rebuild this shit, guys.
Some assembly required.
Some assembly required. You ain't kidding. Are they both off?
They are both off.
Son of a bitch. Is there tires?
The tires are right here.
Wow. Okay. All right. This is a pretty solid car, guys. I mean, she's definitely Grandpa Gold. I wish you could see more, but it's dimly lit. It's the best we have.
8 mile long hood here.
We have the hood. That's a big thing. I seen the fender when I walked in. We got to find some rotors. So we found our rotors, and I'm hoping the axle nuts are under there, but rotors are definitely off. Found our Trails Cross member. That thing's been in pretty rough shape, but the fender, you see she was banged up pretty good from the incident. Rusty found a whole box of parts here for it, so definitely in pretty good shape, guys. The quarter is bumped, we knew that, but the door looks pretty darn good, actually. I know the lighting sucks. We did open the door to get a little bit of natural lighting in here. We were not prepared for the dismantledness of the car, so I'm hoping that I have enough. I mean, we're adequate people, so we're resourceful. All right, we'll figure it out, but we're bringing you along for live action. All right, we got a game plan now. So we got the tire to kind of move. Rusty used that T-bar, worked mint, and we're gonna toss the fender and the hood on. So it's gonna be the easiest way to transport it. We do have our truck and trailer, but that's a big ass hood. So yeah, let's get some stuff bolted on. We did find our mason jar with our hardware and body shims too, so. Fitting pretty good, guys.
Yeah,
Plenty of room for twin turb skis, though. What do you think? Oh, geez. All right, I know, wrapping a cable around.
That contradicts our plan.
And yes, we're wrapping the cable around it. This is not a recovery show, all right?
Don't do what we do, folks.
Rusty, why don't you throw it in park real quick?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Look at that, it's been unearthed. Now it's been, like I said, we've known it's been a while, but oh man, if you guys were paying attention earlier, what did Rusty say? What did he say earlier? Where the hell are the jacks for airing up the tire or the shocks? Boom! right under the plate.
That's where every boomer puts it.
I know, right? Whew, this guy's wind for a second. It's a little noisy, that's why. We're very windy out. We're in the middle of farm fields, so. But look at that, man. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Hell yeah. Super exciting. His dad's gonna be so proud. Hopefully he tags along for the adventures, and maybe we'll take him for a rip in this hot unit here, because it'll be running by, well, knowing me, in like 2 months, so be ready. All right, we're gonna go ahead and strap this down, and we'll chime back in here soon. Well, friends, what do you think of that? That is 12 months of shenanigans right here at the Ben & Wrench YouTube channel. We got 12 plus swaps wrapped up in this shop on top of other activities we've done throughout the year, and it's been phenomenal, guys, and I couldn't have done it without your support and you wanting to watch me actually do this stuff. And I love your input on these builds, and I'm glad that we can do these types of things to help you. And it helps me. It gives me more ambition and more drive to produce better content and learn more and more and more. You know, we're gonna start off 2026 with a banger, guys. And you know what? Happy freaking New Year, and I hope you had a great Christmas. I really do. 2026 is gonna be glorious. We're starting off with our lovely, lovely barn find Monte Carlo, guys. What are we gonna do to it? A freaking LS swap, because that's what we do, right? We go from an LTD from last January to a Monte Carlo. So we're going up in the world, folks. We're doing it. We're doing it. So, guys, I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate you tuning in, and the motivation, it helps a guy out more than you'd think. So, cheers to you. Cheers to a new year. Guys, and make sure you like, subscribe, share all good stuff. We'll see you on the next one.